Hi students, today we will continue with our topic cubes and dices. This was your homework question from yesterday's class. I hope you have solved this. If you haven't solved this question, today we will solve this. Before that, please do subscribe to my channel, like my channel, and do share my channel. So what was the question asked? What is the opposite face of red? So what is common in both the dices? Which color is common? Blue color is common, right? Here is blue, here is blue. So blue color is common. So once you find out the common faces in both the dices, second thing you need to go in the clockwise direction. So in the first dice from blue, I'll go to red, and then from red I'll come to orange. So here will be red, here will be orange. Then here in second dice, first I'll come to black in the clockwise direction, then I'll go to yellow. Okay, black and then yellow. So they have said what is the opposite face of red? So what do you think? What will be the opposite face of red? Opposite face of red is black. Okay, so correct answer will be black. I hope you got this correct. This was your homework question from the yesterday's class. First question of today's class on your screen, and your timer starts now. Before that, please do subscribe to my channel, students, and your timer starts now. So this is the question based on adjacent. Read the question carefully and solve it. They have not asked the opposite face here, they have asked the adjacent face. So this time we have solved one question, I think, in the yesterday's class. So today we will see more questions based on the adjacent faces, and then we'll go to cubes. So two positions of a dice given below, what can come on the adjacent faces of the face containing 4 on it? So here also in adjacent faces, first you need to find out the opposite uh, pairs, correct? And then from that you can eliminate the options and you can find the adjacent face of the face containing 4 on it. Now what is common face present in both the dices? 2, correct? So write 2 here, then go in the clockwise direction, 5, 4. Then here when you go in the clockwise direction, it will be 1, 3. So opposite pairs what you got? 4, 3, 5, 1. So 2 opposite will be 6, correct? So we want the adjacent face of the face containing 4 on it, correct? So 4 and 3, first option will be eliminated. Why? Because 4 and 3 are the opposite pairs, and I had told you in the previous class that opposite pairs cannot be adjacent faces to each other, correct? So 4 and 3 are eliminated. Next, C option, if you see 5 and 1, they are also opposite pairs, so you can eliminate them. Then next one is, so what will be the answer? What do you think? B option is correct one or C option is correct one? Okay, D or B option is correct. Which one is correct? Think. So 3 and 1. Okay. If you see in the image also, if you see in the image of second dice, if you observe carefully, 3 and 1, here is 3 and here is 1, correct? 3 and 1, they are also what? Okay, let's not think like that, but so 3 is already the opposite pair with 4, correct? And 1 is the opposite pair with 5. So 3 and 1, they cannot be also adjacent because they are paired with 3 is already paired with 4, correct? So 3 and 1 cannot be adjacent. So this is also eliminated. So what is left is B option, that is 2 and 5. So 2 and 5 become the adjacent pairs to 4. Okay, I hope you got this. Second question on your screen and your timer starts now. Three positions of a dice are shown. What can come on the adjacent faces of the face containing 3 on it? Time up. So among these 3 dices, which faces are common here? If you observe first and the third dice, two faces are common, 2 and 5. So when two faces are common in a dice, whatever number are left on a dice, those becomes the opposite pairs. So 7 is opposite to 3, correct? So we want the adjacent faces of 3, correct? So 3 is the opposite pair with 7. So whatever in the options you can see 7, you can eliminate them because 7 becomes the opposite pair with 3, correct? And that cannot be the adjacent faces for 3. So 2 and 7 is eliminated, 4 and 7 is eliminated. D option is also eliminated because all of them are containing 7, correct? So correct option will be A, that is 6 and 4 becomes the adjacent faces for 3. Okay. Third question on your screen and your timer starts now. Time up. So what is common here? 2 is common. So 2 is common. Then go in the clockwise direction first. Find out the opposite pairs. So opposite pair of 6 is 3. G is S, correct? So 6, 3, G, S, these are the opposite pairs and opposite pairs can never be adjacent to each other, correct? So SN3 you can eliminate because 3 is the opposite pair with 6. Eliminate that. G and S gets eliminated. 3 and G also gets eliminated. So what is left? 2 and S. 2 and S becomes the adjacent face for 6. Okay. So if you know how to find out the opposite pairs, then if these questions are asked on the adjacent faces, it becomes very easy because just you need to eliminate the options and you'll get the answer because opposite pairs can never be adjacent to each other. Fourth question on your screen and your timer starts now. Three positions of a dice are given below. What can come on the adjacent faces of the face containing 4 on it? Time up. So how many common faces you can see here? So if you check first and second dice, there are two common faces, that is 3 and 5, 3 and 5. So 7 becomes the opposite pair with 3. Correct? So clearly first option gets eliminated, 3 and 7. Correct? Then 7 and 5, sorry, will also get eliminated. Correct? 7 and 6 also gets eliminated. So what is left is 6 and 5. Okay? 6 and 5. So 6 and 5 is the correct option. That becomes the adjacent faces for 4. Okay? Fifth question on your screen and your timer starts now. Time up. So common face in both the dices is O. Correct? Go in the clockwise direction. Here you will get 7M. Then here when you go in the second dice, you will get 8 and N. So 7 and 8, M and N, they become the opposite pairs. These are the opposite pairs. But what is asked? Adjacent faces of the face containing M is asked. So M and N, you can clearly delete the option C. Okay. Then 7 and 8, clearly you can delete the option A. N and O, N and O, if the question was what is the adjacent face of the face containing 8 on it, then B option would be correct. But they asked the adjacent face of the face M on it. N cannot be because N is the opposite pair with what? M. So clearly B option is also eliminated. So what is left? 8 and O. 8 and O becomes the adjacent face of M. Okay. So wherever opposite pairs alphabets you can see, that you can eliminate directly. 8 and O, they are not the opposite pairs, correct? So that becomes the adjacent to M. Sixth question on your screen and your timer starts now. If a shape is made from this dices, then which option will be appropriate for the answer? So this is the concept of open dice, correct? If you remember from the yesterday's class. So here what is common? 2 is common in both the dices, correct? 2 is common. So you need to go in the clockwise direction, 5, 1. Then here when you come in the clockwise direction, you'll get 4 and 3. So what are the opposite pairs here? 5 and 4, 1 and 3. So for 2, what is left? Which number is left? 6. Okay, that becomes the opposite pairs. And in open dice, I told you to remember one word, that is jump. Correct? You need to jump. So 1 and 3, where you can see that. See option B, 1 and 3. I'm jumping and I'm getting the opposite pairs. Then 2 and 6, correct? 4 and 5. So which is the correct option? B is the correct option. Okay. Seventh question on your screen and your timer starts now. If the given sheet is folded to form a cube, which of the following figure is possible? This is also concept of open dice. Nothing but you need to find out the opposite pairs. That's it. Okay, opposite pairs, if you know, it's very easy to find out. So 20, I'll jump, so I'll reach 18, correct? Then 15, 19, 16, 17. Okay, now one thing you need to remember that adjacent faces of a dice can never be opposite to each other. So now if you check, 20 should not be adjacent to 18 here. Okay, because they are opposite pairs. Now this 20, 18, they are opposite pairs, correct? 15 and 19 are opposite pairs. 16 and 17, these are all what? Opposite pairs, correct? These are opposite pairs. And opposite pairs can never be adjacent to each other, correct? So 20 and 18 should not be adjacent to each other. Here in the D option, if you see 20 and 18 are adjacent to each other, eliminate D option. 15 and 19 are adjacent to each other in C option, correct? Eliminate it. Then in A option, if you see 16 and 17 are adjacent to each other, so eliminate A option. So which one is the correct option? B1. Correct? B is the correct option. Now we will see the questions on cubes. Now till now we saw all the questions on dices. Correct? So now we will start with cube. So what is a cube? A cube is a three-dimensional solid figure which has 6 square faces, 12 edges and 8 vertices. As you can see in the picture, it has 6 faces, 12 edges. Edges are also called as sides. 8 vertices. Vertices are also called as corners. Okay. So we will solve the questions on cubes. Before that, in order to solve the questions on cubes, you need to know the formulas. There are some formulas that you need to remember when you want to solve the questions on cube. Okay. So these are the formulas that you need to know. Okay. So one by one we will see the formulas. So cube has 6 faces, 12 edges and 8 vertices that you know, right? This is the basic that you have learned from school. Now, there are some formulas here that you need to know in order to solve the questions. Now, first one, this is n. Okay. N is what? The larger cube upon the smaller cube. So when we solve the questions, you will be more clear about these formulas. Okay. For now, just note it down, whatever I'm writing, or take a screenshot of it. So n nothing means the larger cube upon the smaller cube. Okay. That is the n. That is how we find out n. Then you have cuts. Now what is cuts? Cuts means here if you do like this on a face of a cube, these are called as cuts. Okay. So cuts, basically the formula is n minus 1. Basically the formula for one face of a cube. If you want to find out the cuts, then it is n minus 1. But if you want to find out of the whole cube, then here in this space you have 3 cuts right now. Now here, if you take this face, then more 3 cuts will happen. Then if you take this face, then more other 3 cuts will happen. Okay. So total cuts will be what? Total cuts for this cube in the image will be 3 into n minus 1. Okay. So cuts, if basically cuts of for a single face of a cube, it is n minus 1. Okay. And if they ask what is the total number of cuts, then it will be 3 into n minus 1. Okay. So it will be clear for you as and when we solve the questions. Don't worry. Next, just note it down. Okay. Or take a screenshot. Now next, main important thing is this one. When one surface is painted, they will ask in the question some description they will give. Find the total number of cubes only when one surface of the cube is painted, or when zero surface of cube is painted. So for that also formula is there. When one surface is painted, it is n minus 2 the square into 6. Why? Because 6 faces are there in a cube. So 6 into it is n minus 2 the whole square. This is when one surface is painted. If two surfaces painted in a cube, then it is 12 into, because 12 edges are there in a cube, into n minus 2. This is when two surfaces painted of a cube. Okay. Next one, when three surface is painted of a cube, then the answer for that will be 8. Directly it will be 8 because 8, they are the vertices in a cube. So when three surface of a cube is painted, the answer will be 8. When zero surface is painted, formula for that will be n minus 2 the whole cube. N minus 2 the whole cube when zero surface is painted. Then if they ask to find out the number of cubes, for that the formula is n cube. N cube. Okay. Please take a screenshot of this, write it down or note it down, because if you don't know these formulas, you cannot solve any questions on cube, related to cube. Okay. So when one surface is painted, it is 6 into n minus 2 the whole square. When two surface is painted of a cube, it is 12 into n minus 2. Three surface painted, whenever they ask three surface painted, directly the answer will be 8. Okay, 8 is the answer. When zero surface is painted, n minus 2 the whole cube is the formula. And if they ask the number of cubes, then it is n cube. Okay, and how to find out this n? N is always the larger cube divided by the smaller cube. Okay, I hope so you have noted down. Take a screenshot because it's very important. First question on the screen related to cube. 5 centimeter cube is painted by blue color. Then it is cut into 1 centimeter small cube. Find the number of cubes in which one surface is painted. So this is how the question will appear in your exam. So first thing, here they have told you to find the number of cubes in which one surface is painted. So when one surface is painted, what is the formula for that? What is the formula? it is 6 into n minus 2 the whole square. Correct? Now, how to find out this n? N is larger cube divided by smaller cube. So larger cube is how much? 5 centimeter they have given. So 5 divided by cut into 1 centimeter small cube. Smaller cube is 1. So answer is 5. So n we got now. N is 5. So now we'll see how to find out the number of cubes in which one surface is painted. Formula is here. So in n is 5. So 5 minus 2 the square. 6 into this is 3 square. So 6 into 9 which comes to 54. So correct answer for this is 54. Understanding students? Now if they ask you, if they ask you when two surfaces painted, when two surfaces painted, same question, okay, same question, what will be the answer for this? When two surfaces painted, what will be the answer? So n will be 5 upon 1, that is 5, correct? So when two surface is painted, if they ask, so here the answer was 54, let it be like this only. So when two surface is painted, what is the formula for that? 12 into n minus 2. So what is n? 5. So 5 minus 2 is 3, correct? So 36 is your answer when two surfaces painted. Now if they ask, if three surfaces painted, what will be the answer for this? When three surfaces painted, same question, okay, same question. Find the number of cubes in which three surfaces are painted. What will be the answer for this? Sorry. So I have told you that when three surfaces painted is asked, directly the answer will be 8. Directly the answer will be 8. If they ask, same question, if they ask, in which zero surfaces are painted, zero surfaces are painted, what will be the answer? When zero surfaces are painted, when zero surface is painted, what will be the answer? N will be 5 upon 1. So 5. So what is the formula for this? N minus 2 cube. So 5 minus 2 will be 3. So 3 cube will be 27. So that is the answer. Okay. I hope you got the concept. So if you know the formula, it is very easy to solve. If you don't know the formula, then it's difficult. Okay. Second one on your screen and your timer starts now. Try to solve this. 6 centimeter cube is painted by red color. Then it is cut into 1 centimeter small cube. Find the number of cubes in which zero surface is painted. Time up. So when zero surface is painted, what is the formula? It is n minus 2 the whole cube, correct? So what is n here? 6 divided by 1. So 6 minus 2 will be how much? 4. 4 cube will be 64. So answer is 64. Third question on your screen and your timer starts now. 20 centimeter cube is painted by pink color. Then it is cut into 4 centimeter small cube. Find the number of cubes in which two surfaces are painted. Time up. So here, what is asked? Two surfaces. So when two surfaces are painted. So what is the formula when two surfaces are painted? It is 12 into n minus 2. So n is what? 20. That is the larger cube. And cut into 4 centimeter small cube. So 4 is the smaller cube. So answer is 5. Correct? So n is 5. So when you insert n as 5, 5 minus 2 will be 3. Correct? So 36 will be the answer. So 36 is your answer. Okay? Fourth question on your screen and your timer starts now. What is the least possible number of cuts required to cut a cube into 64 identical pieces? Mark this as important. So what is basically asked here in this question? Least possible number of cuts are asked. And what is the formula for that? Remember? So here the formula is what? So when you want to find out the total cuts, here total cuts are asked. So it is 3 into n minus 1. But how to get the n? What is the value for n? Correct? So n cube is 64 they have given. Because they have given the number of cubes. Number of cubes is 64 they have said. So number of cubes, remember the formula for number of cubes? It is n cube. Okay, so number of cubes is given as 64. Okay, so what is the value of n? It will be cube of 64. And what is the cube of 64? 4. Correct? So then you insert that 4 in the value of n. So 4 minus 1 will be 3. 3 into 3 will be 9. So correct answer for this is 9. Okay. So total cuts formula is here the total cuts is asked. So total cuts is 3 into n minus 1 is the formula. So n, how to find out n? So total number of cubes they have given. So n cube is 64. So what is n value? 4. So that you insert in this formula. That's it. So you'll get 9 as the answer. Fifth question on your screen and your timer starts now. A cube of side 49 centimeter is painted purple on all the faces and then cut into smaller cubes of size 7 centimeter each. Find the number of smaller cubes having only one face painted. So here what they've asked is one face painted. So when one face is painted, what is the formula? It is 6 into n minus 2 the square. So how to find out n? N is larger cube upon smaller cube. Larger cube is 49, smaller cube is 7. So answer is 7. That is the value of n. So that you insert in this formula. 7 minus 2 will be how much? 5. So 5 square. 6 into 25. So that comes to 150. Okay. So correct answer is D, that is 150. Sixth question on your screen and your timer starts now. If a cube is chopped and 729 cubes are formed, then how many times a knife is used in this process? Time up. So in this question, they have not directly asked you how many cuts are required in this process. They have said how many times a knife is used in this process. Just they have twisted the words here. Okay, that's it. So here also total cuts is asked basically. So total cuts, what is the formula? It is 3 into n minus 1. So first you need to find out n. So number of cubes they have given, that are 729. So n cube is 729. So n value is, so what is the cube root of 729? It is 9. Correct? So that you need to insert. 9 minus 1 is 8. So 8 threes are is 24. So correct answer is C option. Seventh question on your screen and your timer starts now. Time up. A cube of side 80 centimeter is painted yellow on all the faces and then cut into smaller cubes of sides 8 centimeter each. Find the number of smaller cube having all the three faces painted. So do you think you need to solve this? Because they have said find the number of smaller cube where three faces are painted. So when three faces are painted of a cube, directly the answer is what? 8. So correct answer is what? 8. Directly you have to mark 8 as the answer. That's it. Okay. When three faces are painted of a cube, answer will be 8 always. It will be 8 always. Okay. Thank you students. That's it for today. So we have solved all types of questions which appears in dices, as well as today we saw all the questions which appears in your competitive exams based on the cube topic. Correct? We covered both the topic, dices as well as the cube. Okay. So please do subscribe to my channel, like my channel, and do share my channel to all your family friends. ज्यादातर शेयर करना ताकि सब लोगों को तक पहुंचे मेरा वीडियो. आई होप सो आप सबको मेरा वीडियो पसंद आया हो. I've covered all the topics based on cubes and dices. Bye students.